You're in the trenches with Dave Lapham, presented by First Star Logistics. The Cincinnati Bengals continue the preseason with the first of 3 preseason games in Philadelphia against the Super Bowl champion Eagles. Dave Lapham will be on the call, and he joins us from Philadelphia. Lap, I had a chance to get to practice on Tuesday. Liked what I saw, especially out of Joe Burrow. And I'm interested to see how much Joe Burrow plays as Zach Taylor allows him, because he says it's going to be a couple series, and that's got my interest peaked to make sure I watch this game.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of Bengals fans, Dave. There's no question about it. And, yeah, the number that's been tossed around, and Zach's the one that's tossing it, is 15 plays. Now, 15 snaps would be a couple of good series. You know, you could 8-play drive, 7-play drive. Hopefully both of them end up with points on the board, and sit Joe Burrow down and call it a night's work. And probably a lot of the normal starters for the 2025 season will sit down with him, and then just put it in the hands of others to go out and play well and finish the football game. I agree with you. I think he's having an outstanding training camp. I mean, I think his ability to throw the football is obvious, and it's getting better. I mean, it's like a fine wine. Every single year, every single year that he works from the prior season, he's better. I mean, his mechanics, his accuracy, his footwork, the ball comes out of his hands so fluidly, and he just from last year to this year, he played exceptionally well at the end of the season last year. He was throwing the ball better than anybody in the National Football League, and he has picked up right where he left off. I mean, there's no ramp up or anything like that. I mean, he is just out there proficient. I mean, he is executing at an extremely high level.
I've had the chance to watch Joe Burrow throw a football since his junior year of high school. And I have to say, I watched him in high school as his junior and senior year, saw him in training camp, spring practice when he was at Ohio State, watched what he did at LSU, and have watched him over the course of his career with the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm telling you, you can tell the difference between Joe Burrow throwing the football and any other quarterback that's in camp with him right now.
Yeah, he's an amazing athlete to watch perform his craft. I mean, it's like an actor that is best suited for a particular role, and the producers and directors know it, and they pick that actor because they know he's going to excel. It's built for him. It's made for him. It's handcrafted for him, and that's what throwing the football is for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was born and bred to throw a football. I mean, the guy, his gene pool is conducive to going out and throwing a football. Accuracy is the name of the game. I mean, he puts the ball exactly where he wants to throw it, and puts a lot of mustard, a lot of zip on it as well. He's got some RPMs to that throw, but he does. I mean, if he wants to hit you 40 yards down the football field at your right shoulder, he'll do it. If he wants to hit you in the navel, he'll do that. If he wants to hit you in the left kneecap, he'll do that. From 40 yards away, he is phenomenal. That's something that should never be taken for granted. I don't think it ever will be. But man, to watch Joe Burrow throw a football is a thing of beauty. It is he's been blessed. The good Lord, tapped him on his right throwing shoulder and his head to create a mind for him that is conducive to figuring things out, what defenses are trying to do to stop his offense, and what he needs to do, adjustments he has to make to go out and still perform at an extremely high level. And Joe Burrow has it figured out. Joe Burrow has the quarterback position figured out.
While we know we're going to get a chance to see Joe Burrow, we do know Dax Hill, B.J. Hill, Cam Taylor-Britt, Mike Gesicki are not expected to play at all. And but you still, if you're a fan of the Cincinnati Bengals, you have to be excited, because you're going to get to see some of the new players that are in the stripes, be it T.J. Slayton, be it Lucas Patrick, even a Desmond Ridder who is fighting for a backup role at quarterback. I'm excited to see Shamar Stewart and Dylan Fairchild. I really paid attention to Dylan Fairchild at the practice I was at Tuesday. This guy is technically, I really like what he brings with his feet and with his hands.
Yeah, I think he's a very, very accomplished player. He's as finished a product coming out of college as I've seen in a long time for an offensive line prospect, and that should be basically attributed to the coaching that he got when he was down at Georgia. I mean, unbelievable program, and in the SEC, they're always fighting for a national championship. They're always battling to be at the top of the SEC, the best conference in college football, and they've got the best players on their football team. They're competing against the best players in college football. So Dylan Fairchild, he's been through the gamut. I mean, he knows what it takes to compete at an extremely high level and to win football games in that competition. He's played against the best. He's played with the best. His performance has merited him being a very high draft pick with the Cincinnati Bengals. Third round pick is nothing to sneeze at. I think this kid is destined for an outstanding career in the National Football League. I think he's got everything it takes to be a very successful offensive lineman in the National Football League. Physically, mentally, he understands exactly what he's supposed to do, how he's supposed to do it, why he's supposed to do it, and he's competitive. I mean, he wants to win. He does not want to give any reps away. And I'll tell you, when you're going against Dylan Fairchild at training camp for the Cincinnati Bengals in 2025, you better prepare yourself for a full day's work, because he is going to grind and he is going to stay after it. And he's going to play every rep like it's tremendously meaningful, like it's his last rep. That's the way he was born and bred to play football. And I'll tell you, I think the Bengals feel like they've got a very, very special player in this rookie offensive lineman that'll probably end up starting for them at guard.
In the Trenches with Dave Lapham is presented by First Star Logistics. First Star Logistics, one of the fastest growing companies in Cincinnati, is looking to expand its brokerage department by hiring individuals wanting a fast-paced career in the logistics industry. Visit firststarlogistics.com for details on how you could join the team at one of the top places to work in the Cincinnati area. Lap, you mentioned that guard spot, that battle. That is a huge battle, not just for left guard, but for both guard positions, and could very well determine the success of the Cincinnati Bengals for the whole season.
I agree, Dave. I think offensively, it's the most important position to pay attention to. I think that the guard position was a weak link last year. I think it cost them, a few football games, cost them multiple snaps during the course of those football games. They got overpowered at the guard position quite a bit, and they've tried to remedy it with new acquisitions, college draft picks, college free agents, unrestricted free agency in the pro level, and they've got multiple bodies competing at a very high level. Scott Peters, the offensive line coach, is doing a great job monitoring the competition, and he's all about competition. That's what he's made of. He competed in martial arts and jiu-jitsu, and you have to be competitive. You have to have a competitive mindset to survive in those sports, and he certainly does. And he's looking for players and people that have that same competitive mindset that he does. So I think that he feels like everybody that they've drafted this year in the college football ranks, the players that they've gotten in unrestricted free agency, and the college free agents that are in there trying to earn themselves a spot, whether it be on the roster or on the practice squad. Everybody is battling. Everybody's doing a good job. Everybody's playing at the highest possible level that they can play. They know that this is the opportunity of a lifetime. A chance to make an NFL roster is nothing to sneeze at, and the Cincinnati Bengals are going to have one of the best rosters in the National Football League. And if you can come into training camp in 2025 with the Cincinnati Bengals and make your mark to that level and be part of this franchise, part of this roster, part of the starting lineup potentially in 2025, hell of an accomplishment.
As we said, this is the first of 3 preseason games. Thursday night, 7:30 in Philadelphia against the Eagles. Then you have the Washington Commanders on Monday, the 18th of August. and then ends at Paycor Stadium on Saturday, the 23rd of August against the Indianapolis Colts. Lap, everyone's excited to see what Al Golden, everyone who's covering the Bengals is talking about the defense, what Al Golden is bringing as far as changes defensively. But as we both know, preseason is not so much about the whole of the defense as it is about individual performances and evaluating individually the talent. Al Golden's going to keep it pretty vanilla, probably the same as Zach Taylor and Dan Pitcher will offensively.
Yeah, I think coaches are trying to find out in the preseason who they can count on. I mean, who's going to go out there and give them the maximum effort and the best performance they possibly can on an every single snap basis, not just 50% of the time. Not just take a series and go out there and perform well, and then kind of fall off and decline a little bit the next time you're out there for a series. Continuity and consistency. That's what Al Golden's looking for. That's what Zach Taylor's looking for, and Al Golden is all about that. And the defenses that he's coached over the years that have had successful seasons have been all about that consistency of performance, knowing that teammates can count on each other for a maximum effort out there. And that's what he's trying to build. That's the culture that he's trying to build right now with the Cincinnati Bengals defensive football team. And they're buying into it. They know what he's talking about. They know that he's a very, very intelligent coach. They know when he's asking them to do something, there's a good reason for it. And, he knows that they know that he wants them to understand why they're doing what they're doing, how they're supposed to do it, where they're supposed to be. Everything, every nuance that they need to know, every detail they need to know on a snap-by-snap basis with respect to their assignment and how it affects everybody on the defensive football team, not just themselves, but everybody else. If they make a mistake, obviously it's going to be it's going to hurt their grade. But if they make a mistake, it also hurts a teammate. It also puts a teammate in a bind, playing right next to him. If a defensive tackle screws up, the defensive end now has to. He's kind of out in no man's land. The linebacker lined up behind him is in the same boat. That's the kind of thing that Al Golden will not tolerate. You have to be accountable. You have to be consistent. You have to know exactly what you're doing, and he's going to make sure of that. No question about it. Al Golden is all about detail.
Lap, I know for myself, my key things I'm going to be watching Thursday night against the Eagles for the Bengals. Offensively, we talked about the guards. I'm interested the backup tackles. Who's going to be behind Orlando Brown Jr.? Who's going to be behind Amarius Mims in case something would happen? As we know, the NFL season's long. And defensively, I'm really interested to see what these new, young, rookie linebackers bring to the field.
Yeah, Dave, I think those are all good things to watch and pay attention to. There's no doubt about it when the Bengals take the field against the Eagles tomorrow night. I mean, those are very important areas. I'd throw the defensive tackle position in there for the Cincinnati Bengals as well. How are the young starters? How are they going to perform in year two? Will they pick up right where they left off last year and build on that, and play at a higher level and a more consistent level? And play stronger football. That's going to be something to watch as well. I agree with you. The offensive tackle position, you got to have more than two. I mean, the life in the National Football League it's a violent, physical game, and guys are going to get nicked up. And you hope you don't lose the guys for the season, but you might lose guys for a couple of series. You might lose them for a quarter. You might lose them for 2 or 3 games. You have to have somebody that can come off the bench and give them a performance that might not be exactly what the starter was giving, but very damn close. And certainly not a performance where you fall off a cliff. So, you have to have 4 of them. You have to have 4 offensive tackles that you can count on your game day roster every single week. And the Bengals are trying to figure out who those guys are going to be. The 2 starters are definitely going to be Orlando Brown and Amarius Mims. And they are both unbelievably physically talented. There's no question about it. Every team in the National Football League would be very, very happy and thrilled, actually, to have those 2 guys lining up for them as their starting offensive tackles. But the key is, like you're saying, Dave, if something were to happen to one, or God forbid, both of those guys for any length of time, somebody has to step up. Somebody has to be able to come off the bench and give a level of performance that would allow the football team to continue to roll at the level that it's achieving and not take a step back.
In the Trenches with Dave Lapham is presented by First Star Logistics. Again, First Star Logistics, one of the fastest growing companies in Cincinnati, is looking to expand its brokerage department by hiring individuals wanting a fast-paced career in the logistics industry. Visit firststarlogistics.com for details on how you could join the team at one of the top places to work in the Cincinnati area. Lap, have a good call at the game, and we will look forward to talking to you when you return to Cincinnati about how the Bengals did against the Eagles in the first preseason game of this 2025 NFL season.
Much appreciated, Dave. Appreciate the opportunity to catch up, talk to Bengal fans about what to look for when the Eagles and Bengals get after it. And I do want to, thank you for doing the work that you do. Our goal is to be a conduit for information for Bengals fans and try to present it at a very high level and get good, solid information that the Cincinnati Bengal fans can count on, can rely on, and realize that it's going to be the real deal. It's going to be truthful. So that's our goal, and you do it as well as anybody. We've been together now for 5 years. Totally respect and trust what you do. You do it as well as anybody, my man, and I very much appreciate you, Dave Berk.
Appreciate the kind words. Please, everybody, hit that like button. Subscribe to In the Trenches with Dave Lapham, presented by First Star Logistics, if you've not done so already, to stay updated with the latest releases. Also share. Let other Bengal fans find out about In the Trenches with Dave Lapham that may not have already known what Lap has been doing for the last 5 years with the help of First Star Logistics. Until next time, hoo-day.
Hoo-day.